And I believe we're going to get Mark Owen and George Baines from Standguide, Nick Reed from the Salvation Army, Stephen Wines from Go Train, Suzanne Caldwell from the Cumbria Chamber of Commerce, and Charlotte and Amanda from Sodexo. So if you could open up your cameras and then we'll bring you in. Okay, Mark, so are you ready to go? Mark
I certainly am, yes. Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, I'm Mark from Standguide. I'm the CEO and the co-owner. I'm sure most of you on here will also know George Baines and Phil Slater, who were the co-founders of Standguide back in 1990, and actually we celebrate our 30th birthday next month. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. But since 2018, James Gambles and myself, being the major shareholders, introduced Standguide Group. And within Standguide Group, we've got a number of organisations. So we have Standguide Limited, as you all know. We also have Principally Health, and we have a company called Staff Roots. It's still privately owned, and we're still focusing around skills, training, health, and also additions of recruitment. So we are a national provider. We've got contracts across England, we've got contracts across Wales, and we've got contracts across Scotland as well. However, the breadth of the programmes that we have delivered, we've delivered ESFA, NHS, we deliver in prisons, local authorities, we've got the adult education budget. We are, and we're also, as you probably know, a leading national provider of DWP's DPS programmes. But when our ambitions came along for the CAEHRS, we looked at it really long and hard and thought, how do we as an SME actually become a strong, recognised national provider of employability, of skills, preventative health and employer-led programmes? We decided actually we'd like to support other SMEs in a similar position and voluntary sector organisations throughout the country. We wanted to establish a group of companies and a group of ambitions that could be successful, deliver across all the lots, but particularly the lot where we are in Southern Lot. So just to give you an idea, Brian and Chris mentioned it earlier, Standguide have been successful in the Southern Lot in our own right, and in partnerships with CTEC in the Northeast, partnership with FedCap in the Northwest, and also in the Central region. We've already communicated to the suppliers that we're interested to work with ourselves over in the South. And we're really excited to build this sort of supply chain and stakeholder framework. We've created this specifically for the CAEHRS opportunities. We're seeking to add supply chain and stakeholders onto this throughout the duration of the framework, not just now, not just in the future. We're here to build long-lasting relationships. We're really looking to support, and one of our key areas is about supporting SMEs and voluntary sector organisations, like I said, in particular in the Southern England, but also in the other lots where we represent as well. So we really want to encourage organisations with similar values to ourselves, similar sizes to ourselves, to actually, come forward and apply to us. We've got a number of key things really that I'd like to share with you. So hopefully you can see we're really passionate about what we do. We're a very agile organisation, and I think that's demonstrated by the fact of our ability to actually deliver DPS nationally, but from a smaller organisation, stemming in the Northwest. We've put out a presentation through URSA earlier in the week, and hopefully you'll have a chance to look at that. But we're also integrating into what we believe is social value. Each area where we work in, we always create our tenders with social value and social justice. And what we want to be able to do is gain those individuals from this presentation and everything else. And I'm taking charge of that, and that's how passionate I am about it. So as the co-owner and the CEO, I'm actually taking charge of these partnerships. We will be expanding in those lot areas where we've been successful to having partnership managers who will report into myself. But in the interim, I really would like to get to know more individuals, particularly around in the South, in the Northeast and the Northwest, just to explore and build on those relationships, really. It's not about how we're going to win the next lot on there. It's also about building long-term relationships, and that's what we're about. So hopefully I'll get a chance to speak to many of you on a one-to-one basis, either on Teams over a coffee or just email me. All the details you've got are sent through to us, but it's mark.owen@standguide.co.uk. I'm happy to speak to it. So I'm conscious of time and everybody's been listening to this presentation, so I'll stop there. Hopefully what you've seen will excite you. We've got some great partnerships, and I'm certainly excited to be taking Standguide to the next level now, so thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Can we move over to Nick Reed from the Salvation Army, please?
Hello. Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Now, I am going to attempt to be brave and share my screen, so I hope this works. Here we go. Okay, I'd really appreciate if someone can tell me you can see that.
Yeah.
Superb. Okay, well, that's me. I'm Nick Reed. I'm Deputy Director of Employment Plus. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Salvation Army. Some things never change. We've been supporting people to help find work. That's been at the heart of the Salvation Army's mission for over 100 years. And our founder, William Booth, opened Britain's very first labour exchange back in 1885. Now, that's a picture of that labour exchange in Whitechapel in East London, where he saw massive deprivation on the streets and saw that offering people employability would be a way out of their particular situation. Our history, our experience and community network mean we can offer a unique approach to helping job seekers find work, but also to stay in work. In particular, our employment services are embedded in our community projects, which could be anything from a food bank, a debt advice service, or an after-school club, which means we can reach those who are the very hardest to reach, especially those who perhaps have been outside of traditional employability programs, such as the homeless. We can respond to a more rounded sense of the person as we have a chance to see more than just the job hunter, but someone with specific needs and also the skills and specific skills and interests. And we have a level of trust with service users because we've often helped them somewhere else in their lives. We specialise in finding work for those people who would be otherwise pushed to the back of the queue. And we start with two key principles there. We offer support to people without having first to prove that you meet any threshold of need, and that we make sure that that support continues for as long as it's needed. So something about our employability services. Key to our delivery would be things like short-term, locally arranged work experience placements. We've a network of charity shops and community churches across the UK, which enables us to offer in-house support services, but we also work very closely with a large network of employers to do the same. And we focus very much on digital inclusion to ensure that people have the skills and confidence and capabilities to use the internet in this digital world. Lots of people have referred to exactly that, and that's only going to become of greater need in the future. Our highly qualified employment specialists spend time tackling the root causes holding someone back from unemployment, whether it's a skills gap or needing self-esteem and confidence building and motivation. And we also offer, alongside our skilled employability professionals, voluntarily run local job clubs, running communities, helping people build confidence and skills. We've been a high performing provider of DWP and ESF and local authority funded employability provision for over 13 years now. We've delivered on contracts such as Work and Health Programme, Work Choice. We first entered the UK market on Flexible New Deal. All of those have been a subcontractor to many of the people that are on this call. So we're very excited to have the opportunity to tender to DWP Direct for some of these contracts in future. We're very passionate about championing social justice through the continuous improvement of the welfare provision. And as such, we're corporate affiliate members of URSA and the IEP, and we make a point through our public affairs work to contribute to consultations on government white papers. We present our findings to government select committees. This one here, you'll find it on the website. It's a recently published report on future-proofing the roof, which is about tackling the costs of homelessness by investing in measures to future-proof the systems which can prevent people from losing their home and sleeping rough for many years to come. As I said, we've been successful in Scotland. Employment Plus has run a comprehensive employment support service across 9 local authority areas since 2019 in Scotland. That service accepts self-referrals and also takes referrals from Job Centre Plus, community justice teams, 16 Salvation Army Corps and 3 homeless service units. We provide work placements already in Scotland directly to the government under the Scottish Government's Community Jobs Scotland scheme. And we're looking for partners who are going to be able to share our values of compassion, accountability and integrity, who can assist us in adding value to our existing and proven delivery model and to our infrastructure, whether that be through adding some specialism or potentially adding a geographic coverage. And I would welcome any interested parties to have a look at the website there, where you'll find a little bit more information about Kat, that's her in the picture, someone we've supported, or you can email us directly and start a conversation. We'd be very interested in having it. So just a couple of key things to wrap up. We're operating over 1,650, did I say 1,600? 650 centres across the UK, including our churches and community centres and homeless services. Over the last 13 years, we've now helped over 10,000 people on their journey to employment. And unlike other employability services, we're able to tap into the existing range of Salvation Army support, like the food banks, like debt advice, so we can work on the whole of the person and not just their specific employability need. So that was what I wanted to say. Hopefully I can make this go away now.
Right, thank you, Nick. Nick, just as we lose Nick's screen now, if we could go over to Stephen Wines from GoTrain.
Hello, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we've still got Nick's screen, however.
Have you? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, we're right now.
You can see me as well now. Yes, good, good. I'm slightly blurry, I think, so apologies for that. I live in the sticks, so the connection isn't very good. Thank you, Elizabeth. Hello. I hope everyone's not too exhausted. I'm the lucky person who's got the last slot, so but I hope I can keep you with me. I will be brief. My name is Stephen Wines. I'm the Chief Executive of GoTrain. We have won lots in 3 areas on the DWP CAEHRS Framework as a Tier 2 provider. Those are Southern, Home Counties in London and the National lot. Now, we're a new provider to this space, so we want to bring a fresh and innovative approach that creates and sustains outcome-focused solutions. And we really are always about the outcome for the individual that we support. Our mission reflects that. We have a simple mission, which is to transform the lives of people who come to us by improving their skills, by preparing them for jobs, and by building careers. And I guess every year, GoTrain secures around about 9,000 work opportunities for learners who have come through a program with us. Just to be a little bit more about GoTrain, we are quite a fast-growing independent training provider. We've been around for a little over 13 years, delivering a lot of welfare to work programs, AEB, ESF, National Career Service as a subcontractor, DWP programs as well. We deliver at the moment through about 20 training centres, but we've also been delivering through virtual learning and also structured online provision in response to the COVID-19 epidemic. We employ about 200 people across London, Birmingham, the West Midlands, Yorkshire, the South and the Southeast of England. We have experience as a prime. We have prime contracts in non-devolved ESFA areas in London, in the West Midlands and West Yorkshire. And we also hold subcontracts from 14 colleges and 6 other independent training providers, some of whom are on this call. So I guess we have experience both as a prime, but also as a subcontractor. We know what's worked well for us, we know what hasn't worked so well, and what we wanted to do was bring that knowledge to bear on this program as well. I think we want to be fresh, we want to be innovative, we're looking for partners who share that desire. It's been said that we have a lot of new problems coming along, and we need to come up with equally creative solutions to those problems. The same old won't do. We have to be creative, and to achieve that, we want to bring together the best of the sector and work collaboratively with partners and stakeholders to develop these new solutions. So who would we like to work with and cooperate with and learn from? I think we're looking for end-to-end providers who can deliver a full customer journey across one or more geographies. We're looking for specialist end-to-end providers who can deliver provision to a specific group of people across one or more geographies. We're looking for specialists who can offer services specific to specialist groups of people, for example, help people with health conditions or people who are interested in self-employment opportunities. We're looking at complementary provision, so people who'd like to work with us where we may be delivering, but also we can weave together other complementary provision and services that we can refer participants onto, or participants can come onto our service from them as well. And we're looking for people who are innovative, who actually have a brand new way of coming up with something, whether it's a digital solution, whether it's something which is to do with social media, or something else that we haven't even thought of yet. As yet, we haven't seen the details of the specific calls on the framework, but we want to be as prepared as we can for when they're released. We have a very, very brief stage 1 EOI on our website, which is 4 questions long, I think, just to gather some basic information, who you are, where you operate, what you'd like to work together on. And then that will really start a journey and a dialogue, and we can start to build a program together collaboratively. If you want to find our EOI, I know that Ursula have it published on the video presentations, but also it's on our website. It's www.go-train.co.uk/partners. And then if you do want to drop us a line, then the email is partner@go-train.co.uk. That's it. It's Friday. It's 5:15. I'll give everyone a rest. But thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much to Ursula and Elizabeth for organising things.
Thank you. Shall we go to Suzanne Caldwell at Cumbria Chamber of Commerce? Hiya.
Hi, yes, thanks everyone for sticking with it. It has been a mammoth session, but I'm sure you'll all agree it's been really interesting and really useful. So just reflecting what's just been said, to thank Ursula for arranging this. So I'm Suzanne Caldwell. I'm Deputy Chief Executive of Cumbria Chamber of Commerce. We're a company limited by guarantee, a social enterprise, so we invest any profits that we make in the aims of our business. And we're leading a consortium of other small businesses, North West Lancashire Chamber, East Lancashire Chamber, St Helens Chamber and Blue Orchid. And between us, we've been delivering on NEA for DWP since it was introduced. To be honest, listening to a lot of the businesses here today, we're sort of wondering how we managed to get on CAEHRS, because we're not just an SME, we're at the really small end of being an SME. So I guess that just reflects how good we must be. So as chambers, we're all about supporting our local business communities, and we're each involved in varying degrees in business support, both helping people to explore entrepreneurship, start new businesses, and then working with existing businesses. And alongside that, we do a mix of training, networking, member services, and lobbying and representation activity. So as Cumbria Chamber of Commerce, a very, very significant element of our activity is Cumbria Business Growth Hub, which is our business support activity, and we've been active in business support for more than 20 years. Our 5th partner, Blue Orchid, is entirely a business support organisation, but they've got a really good fit with us in terms of how they approach activities. So, and as ourselves, ignoring what our partners do, I think alone in the last 7 years, we've worked with more than 18,000 businesses. So we might be very small, but we actually do big volumes of activity. We feel that as SMEs ourselves, we're really well placed and best placed to support people who are looking to start up small businesses, because it does take very particular understanding and empathy of that. I think everybody sort of said the same things in different sets of words about what they're looking for and what they can offer as a as a prime for the people that they'd be working with. And it's felt a bit like, in the old days watching Miss World, hasn't it? We all love animals and we all want to cure cancer, and I'm a bit tempted to sort of get my puppy up to prove that. But that's not to decry that, because I know that we all do genuinely mean it, and it's very much about the sector that we're all in. So I won't repeat what everybody else has already said. I'll just say, we do that too. But we do operate a very, very constructive partnership approach. We're looking for people who want to be involved in genuinely working together to design and deliver the programmes, and to support the other partners within that. So as everybody actually works together on an ongoing basis to deliver and to improve. Now, from the perspective of CAEHRS, we're very much stayed focused on the core areas in which we operate, although some of us do activities in some other areas. So it's tier 2 in the Northwest. And we're happy to talk to anybody who's interested in working with, whether that's on activity for DWP or whether you're interested in talking about activities more widely, because we do, as I say, a lot of other business support. We do ERDF and a whole range of other activities. So if you'd like to talk about potential opportunities to work with us, to work with our partners, do get in touch. If you'd even like just to kick about what we might do or develop together, that would be great too. We will be adding a video, or you can contact me directly, Suzanne@cumbriachamber.co.uk, and have a good weekend all.
Okay, thank you. So we will finally go to Sodexo, and I will say to Sodexo, this is my pledge, that at the next round of events will bring you right up the agenda. But please be aware there are still 146 people online. This is being recorded, and people who've left have said they're going to watch the end. So there is no problem in being lost, trust me. So can we speak to Charlotte Pattison and Amanda Cullen now, please?
Thanks, Elizabeth, and thanks for keeping everybody going then. That's a really good number to be still on at sort of nearly 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon when it's G&T or wine o'clock time nearly. So I could say we'll save the best to last. But in a sense of, I just want to echo everything that most people have said, and particularly Suzanne. It's been a long afternoon, so I will try to keep this very succinct and make sure that we get the salient points rather than repeating. So, Charlotte and I, we are representing Sodexo Limited, and earlier this week we were described as the dark horse in the CAEHRS Framework, which I thought was really interesting, and that was by the IEG. We are, for those of you who don't know us, we are the largest unknown company in the world. We are one of the top 20 largest employers across the whole of the world, and we employ roughly about 500,000 people across 70 countries. So we're a real global organisation, and our turnover is about 20 billion a year, and about 9 billion of that is in the UK. So we are there. However, notwithstanding that, whilst we are global, we are very much a local organisation, and across the UK we span from the Highlands of Scotland right the way down to the south coast of England, and we are your neighbours, and we are your employees that work in schools, universities, hospitals, prisons, communities, events such as your football stadiums, Ascot, places like that. We are absolutely everywhere across the UK in 100 plus different professions. So we are generally a real huge organisation. I started working with Sodexo about 5 years ago in probation services when they took over community rehabilitation. And therefore, we're going to lead, Charlotte and I are leading on the employability and health-related services of DWP through our justice segment, because we feel that the challenges that COVID and Brexit are going to bring to this country are really akin, and there's an awful lot of synergies with working with the disadvantaged 100,000 disadvantaged people in society that we work with every year in the justice system. So we're really, really keen to sort of bring that synergy and look at the work that we've done, particularly with justice, across into the health and employability related sectors. We are not new to the DWP. We might be in terms of employment and health, but we're already a key strategic partner of theirs in that we deliver their supply chain services and for their facilities management across the 800 premises that they have across the UK. So we're already a key partner of theirs and certainly got lots of relationships there already. So we've gone into partnership with Blue Arrow Recruitment Agency and also Deloitte. And we think that partnership of the three of us brings a lot of skills, experience, capability, expertise across a wide range of opportunities to make sure that employability and health across the UK, that we can work in partnership to get Britain moving again. Blue Arrow themselves are a bit like Adecco and Condell. They are going to work with us in terms of finding and sourcing vacancies for us. They have access at any one time to around 50,000 vacancies. So again, huge amount of expertise at getting people into sustainable employment, and that's our aim. So our ambition really is not just about employability and health, but it's also about the wider sustainability really of all our local communities. Because unless we get the local communities to be sustainable, we'll never find the employability for all of the individuals across the UK that are going to need it over this next three to 5 years. So really, we see our role is about as much about dealing with the individual, but about dealing with that within a local sustainable community. So the advantage, what are the advantages for working with us in partnership? A lot of you who are already on this call have worked with us, whether it be in the justice or in other sectors of our business. And you know that our philosophy is always around individual first. It's not about, we are a big organisation. Yeah, we do have to, make sure that we can run and pay our employees, but actually it is individual first. And if we don't think that we can support and deliver the right service to that individual, we will always look for partnerships, the right people in the right locations to deliver those services for that individual. So our model will not be a one-size-fits-all. Employability and health-related services cannot be homogenised for everybody across the UK. It will be about that individual service, and even though we are global, we will look to deliver individual outcomes for everybody in those local communities. So that means that if you are a very small organisation or a medium-sized organisation, or even a larger organisation, as some of our other key providers like Serco, Catch-22 have already worked with us, we want to hear from you. We want everybody who thinks they've got something to offer for that sustainable community agenda to get in touch with us. Nobody is too small. There was somebody earlier who was asking about management and fee structures, etc. We work with everybody. We will. It's not, again, for our supply chain, not a one-size-fits-all. We will look at what's right for that individual. We will always do impact assessments. We'll always work jointly with them to make sure that they're sustainable and they can grow their businesses just in the way that we want to grow ours. So I can tell you about our accolades with supply chain management. We are the Dow Jones Sustainability and Supply Chain Management and Stakeholder #1 last year. So we've got a lot of that. We've got a lot of accolades around delivering on our market stewardship principles, etc. So we believe that we cannot do this on our own. We believe that we need local supply chain partners to do that. So if you want to come and work with us, please search on our website for partnering in Sodexo Justice. And as I've said, it's within justice for the reasons I've talked about. We've also got the video up on the URSA website, so please have a look and get in touch, and we will be in touch with everybody who's already filled in that EOI. I want to thank our existing partners who supported us in getting onto this framework. We've been successful as Tier 2 providers in the Northwest and in the central area. And we are also on the national lot, so we'll be looking for anything that comes out nationally to bid on a UK-wide basis as well. So we are not just looking for partners in North West and Central, it's anywhere across the UK. Please get in touch with us, and thank you already if you've been in touch. So I'm going to leave it there. It is getting late. It is, thank you. I can see one raised hand, but I can't see whose hand is raised. Is there somebody who wants to ask a question? It's Liz, I think, from Grow. Liz.
It is me. Hi, hi Elizabeth.
Hiya.
So I just to say thank you to everybody. So I'm on the ERSA board and sort of representing the smaller organisations when I stood for that. And I think what I'd like to say to all the primes is thank you for making the EOIs a lot better this time round. I think people have really taken on board that understanding that, you know, that's been a lot easier. And I suppose what I'd be saying from the organisations that have been delivering over the last sort of 5 years in this sort of smaller sector, what we've really valued in the primes that we've worked with is transparency. So that real knowledge when we know when we're doing well, we know how how the projects are working, we know how we're going to be funded. And then also I think those organisations that have been there to improve us as we work together. So I think there's a lot of innovation amongst the small organisations. And I think it's really about how we build the supply chains that build on all the good work that's been done over the last 5 years with this smaller sector to deliver with this bigger sector. So I think there's a lot of great organisations out there that really do want to work with you. And to the other 150 people who stayed with us today, you can see how interested everybody is in. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Liz. So anybody else want to raise a hand and contribute, or shall I draw this to a close? Okay, so I'd like to thank everybody who's presented today. I know it was a marathon. When we had the idea to do it, we were a bit like, how on earth can we do this? But we thought, well, we've got to try it in the small groups with questions after, and it's just been such a good event. And for somebody even like me who's been in the sector for a long time, I found this really exciting because we've got a big task ahead as a sector. So it's very inspiring this afternoon to hear from the 20 organisations that were able to contribute today. I will also just say that Dimensions Training Solutions were unfortunately able to join us this afternoon. And of course, there are 28 organisations who have landed on Tier 1 and Tier 2. And not everybody wanted to participate in this event and to be part of that sort of ERSA networking activity, but we've invited everyone to provide a video, and we will upload those onto the YouTube channel and the website. So for us, it's very much about making sure the employment support sector knows who's landed on the framework, knows who's going to be in that position to bid for Tier 1 and Tier 2 contracts going forward. I'd just like to point out to people that the DWP have put out a consultation about Tier 3 and DPS, and that's on the CAEHRS system, and ERSA sent out a mailing about that yesterday. So there's more than this. And then finally, because everybody must be desperate to go at this point, between the 3rd of November and the 12th of November, we are going to run some CPA-based events, and they are going to be more in the format of a roundtable. We're going to hear from the Tier 1 and Tier 2 organisations, but ERSA members in those CPAs can speak and introduce themselves. And I'm thinking this is more that an opportunity for people to virtually work the room. I know in the sector we always fill in EOIs and we do all that stuff, but we're missing out on at the moment of those events where you talk to each other over coffee or the lunch break or whatever. So we're going to try and be as creative as we can at those CPA-based events. And then finally, we'll send out people's contact details. I would say to those of you who are aspiring to win future contracts, don't forget about CAEHRS Ops Hubs. They're a really good way of reaching out. We've got a mailing list of 3,500. People do get superb responses for that. And I think that's it. Just to thank everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Well done for sticking with us. And see you all soon.